Welcome, my darling pretties, to our Beyond the Dawn of Business podcast for pretty, empowered female entrepreneurs. It's time to step into your power, pretties. Lift each other, support the squad, and choose a life filled with the autonomy and freedom to live your dreams. I'm your host, Dawn Beth, owner and founder of Beyond the Dawn digital business brand and agency. My coffee is hot and my eyelashes are on, so we are ready to go. Hello and welcome to this episode. Today is a super quick, snappy, sharp episode, and it is specifically to remind you of your power. Now, it's the 6th month of 2023. And if you're listening to this in real time, you probably have not recognized just how quickly this year has snuck up on you and the fact that we are now officially halfway through it. Oh, can you believe it? Here we are. So, you might have thought to yourself at the beginning of this year, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I'm going to do this, that, the other. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You may be looking at this point and going, I am in the second quarter. I am in the 6th month. I am fastly approaching the 3rd quarter. And it feels like this whole year has just flashed me by. We often don't give ourselves credit for how far we have come. We don't recognize the things that we've moved daily to get there. And sometimes you can't even recognize it in a week or a month either. So what I'm going to ask you to do right now is I'm going to ask you to think about this time last year. I want you to think about what you were doing this time last year, what you envisioned this time last year, what it was you wanted to achieve in the next year, this time last year. So for me, this time last year was crazy, absolutely bonkers. I had just renovated and walked away from my first content studio, fell through a floorboard shortly after speaking to the Telegraph on an interview, which was not fun, hurt myself, recognized that I wouldn't be able to sort it out, recognized that I needed to move myself from that studio to one that was more secure, had to move my team and everything that I'd spent the 6 months beforehand into temporary offices so that we could find a new studio. This time last year, we were looking at the very studio I'm sat at right now, recording this podcast, trying to decide, 1, if we could afford it, 2, if it would do what we needed it to do, 3, if I could move my business 4 miles in the other direction, and what exactly are we going to do with the whole setup and the dream that we had built around Beyond the Dawn. It was incredibly stressful. It was also me coming out of really, really life-changing but quite difficult to recover from surgery as well. Just come back, and all of these things were happening at the same time. Key things that I did in June last year, I hired a massive amount of my team out of freelancer work and into employment. Massive step. So we already had some employees in the team, but I basically went through and brought more of them in, some of them remote, some of them in HQ. And that's one of the big things that we did. In June last year, it was actually July, I think, that we officially moved, but we moved to the studio. We started to move. We started to arrange it. We started to decorate it. We started to completely change everything about it. We decided we were going to have our podcast room. We decided what we were going to do with our boardroom, that we were going to invite people for VIPs, that we were going to have people come here and record their reels and their TikToks, and most importantly, to come and record their courses in a set that was professional and smart, that would allow them to make more income in their businesses by doing so. We decided to take our branding knowledge and our social media marketing, digital marketing knowledge, and combine it all together so that every single thing you do is about brand awareness, about connection, audience building, and then ultimately sales. So we elevated ourselves from a ridiculous height very quickly. 12 months on, we are hosting full content days with full team of production staff, including stage management, set, lighting, audio, video, photography, stylists, makeup, hair, the works. All strategized, all completely bespoke. And that sounds real fancy, but the best thing about it is it's so much fun. It does so much good for our clients and it is so much fun. We're hosting more in-person get-togethers because we have the space to do it. We've got more people coming to learn about podcasting, to batch record their podcasts, and we're managing more podcasts than ever before. We take the podcasts, we edit them, we upload them onto the internet, wherever they need to be. We create the social graphics, we create the marketing materials, we transcribe them and turn them into blogs. We do all sorts of amazing things. We're building funnels. We're building sales pages. We're creating social media management opportunities for other social media management people to be certified, for people to come and learn and train with us. We've got the quality standard for social media marketers and managers for the entire UK. We are the benchmark of a quality trademark standard, which is ridiculously big. All of these things, these are things that were just notes, post-it notes in my brain this time last year. And we've done them, we're doing them, it's happening. So, like I said, short and snappy, but you can do it. Look back at where you were a year ago, you're not where you were. It doesn't matter if you are not where you want to be. You know how much you've moved the needle in the right direction for what you want. And that is something to pause and be proud of. I'm proud of you and I believe in you. And what you've done in these last 12 months is nothing short of amazing. So now that you recognize it, take a moment, celebrate it, share it with your audience. Do me a favor, go and post about it. Let people know how far you've come, whether it's mentally, emotionally, financially, within your goals, within your vision, within your hopes, within your dreams, within your relationships, your connections, your friendships, your collaborations. Only you know how hard you've worked to get here and what a celebration today should be for you when you think about where you were this time last year. The competition doesn't exist. It's me versus me, okay? You have the power to make the next 12 months just as significant. Don't let anybody take that power away from you. You're wonderful. Save this, listen to it regularly, put it on behind you whilst you're working. But remember, you step into that power pretty because it was always yours. You just had to claim it. If you're loving our Pretty podcast, come on over to Social Pretties, our online safe house and sisterhood community. It's a safe space where female entrepreneurs connect and thrive in a warm, welcoming fold of pretty amazing women. You'll find an easy redirect in the description, and I can't wait to see you in there. And depending on where you're listening right now, we would love it if you would click subscribe or follow so that you can be the first to know when our new podcasts come out.